Welcome back. This is WRE Projects with a follow-up review of the 80-volt Ryobi 30-inch mower. So today's video, we're going to see how well this thing cuts in bags, thick and damp grass. Currently grass is at 6 to 7 inches, and we're going to cut a little bit off the top. To prepare the mower for bagging, all you have to do is close the mulching door by turning this knob from closed to open. And basically what that does, it opens up the mulching door at the rear. The next thing you want to do is go ahead and connect the bag to the mower by hooking up the metal tabs of the bag to the plastic tabs of the mower. Let me go over the controls real quick here. So to turn on the mower, all you have to do is squeeze on the metal bar. The battery light indicator will light up. The start button above that will actually turn on the blades. The switch below that, it will actually determine how slow and fast the mower goes forward. And below that is your throttle. Obviously, you want to make sure that your battery is fully charged. Mine's at 100%, so I'm ready to rock and roll. And let's get this mowing started. I want to take a moment here to just kind of tell you guys my observations while recording my wife. So my wife's halfway through mowing the front lawn, and what I noticed first of all is that there's no grass clippings coming outside of the bag or around the bag. So on our old gas lawnmower, halfway through the front lawn, what tends to happen was that grass will actually start to build up where it goes from the deck to the bag and start overflowing. Another thing I did notice is that when my wife transitioned from the grass to the driveway, the lawnmower didn't dump grass on the driveway, which is a nice thing. This mower also stripes pretty well for not having a striping kit connected to it, and that thing has to do with that rubber flap that's in the bottom of the mower. Not quite sure the official name for it. Another observation to note is the cut quality. So the cut quality overall is pretty good. There's a few stragglers here and there, and I think that possibly may have to do with how damp the grass was while we cut this. Yeah, overall, it did a great job. It didn't bog down at all. It stayed in high setting and didn't clog up throughout the whole mow. Let's go see if there's any clogging at the rear. So opening the top hatch here, you can automatically see that there's no clogging going on here and that all the grass debris got expelled within the bag. I also appreciate the size of the bag. Being so large, you don't have to keep on stopping and emptying it out, which kind of saves on time. Hey, good job on the design here. On my previous video, someone asked me how fast is the low, medium, and high speed on this lawnmower. So I kind of collected a few short clips here and just demonstrate the speed. So let's go ahead and start with the low speed. Setting the lawnmower to slow basically means setting the speed limit all the way to the left. My wife is going ahead and just press on the thumb throttle here, She's about 5'4", so this gives you a good indication how fast this thing's going. It's not going pretty quickly here, but you know, you could probably use this if it's like high grass and you kind of want to make sure that you cut everything properly, or you just want to navigate around the obstacles. How is it turning? Now I'm going to go ahead and place the lawnmower to medium speed, so the speed limiter is right at the middle. My wife is going to go ahead and take off, and we'll see how fast this thing goes. As you can tell, it takes off a little bit more quicker than the slow setting. So this is where my wife and I tend to place the speed limiter at, is at the middle speed. Now let's go ahead and put it in bunny rabbit mode, which is basically the high speed. So that means putting the speed limiter all the way to the right, all the way to the max as indicated. And let's see how fast this thing takes off. As you can see, my wife is doing a brisk walk here. So depending how tall you are or how short you are, it may or may not work for you. But for us, it does us well. Also, you have to keep in mind what type of terrain you're cutting. Our land is pretty flat here, so our lawnmower doesn't really have to stress out. I want to leave you guys with my overall impressions of this 80-volt 30-inch Ryobi lawnmower that I purchased about 2 weeks ago. So starting out with the bagging. Bagging capabilities, I'm pretty happy with it, and the reason I'm happy with it is that, one, it doesn't clog. So you saw earlier in the video, there's no clogging where the grass clippings go from the deck to the bag. The bag itself is pretty large, and what I like about the size of the bag is that you have less frequent stops to empty it. Another area that I actually like about this is that it felt like it always had power. Like I never felt like when I was cutting the damp grass that this thing is not going to cut it. So when it does go over thick grass, the motor does ramp up a little bit. You do hear the fans slightly higher. However, I just never felt that this thing's going to bog down. With my old mower, if I was going to cut the grass about the same height, same dampness, it'll actually shut off to prevent the motor from overheating. With this mower, like I never felt like it was at the verge of cutting off. Moving on to areas where I think it needs some slight improvement would be what you see here in front of you would be the actual acceleration or the thumb throttle. So acceleration, when you press on the thumb throttle, I felt like it takes a couple of seconds to actually go from stop to start. I'm not quite used to it. I'm not sure if I will, but it's there. It is what it is, right? Also, the thumb throttle itself, the actual size. So it looks like it's carry-on over from the 22-inch models. It's actually not proportional to the size of the handle. So what I mean by that is that if you hold the handlebars or the handle all the way to the left or right of it, at least for me, I can't reach the throttle with my thumbs. I kind of wish it was like size for this lawnmower. Another area that at least it's probably like a personal perception of it or a personal use of it is the actual size of this lawnmower. So moving from a 22-inch lawnmower to a 30-inch lawnmower, there's going to be a slight learning curve. And what I mean by that is like navigating through the lawn. So for ourselves, like my wife and I, what we notice is that it takes a little getting adjustments, like moving across the lawn, especially if you have the bag there and if the bag is full of clippings. So if your lawn is damp and you're kind of pivoting the lawnmower, the rear tires could like dig into the ground and kind of make marks. Overall, I'm still not 100% bought into the looks or bought into the size of it, considering it's kind of awkward to navigate. However, I like the cut quality and I do like the battery technology. So I'll probably do a few more cuts here, make my decision if I need to return it or not. But hopefully this video helps you guys out if you guys are deciding to purchase this lawnmower. This is WI Projects, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.